So Tender Funerals Mid North Coast will be based on a existing model that's been operating in the Illawarra for 4 years. Tender Funerals Illawarra in Sydney was founded by Jenny Briscoe Ho, who at the time was managing the neighbourhood centre and realised that a lot of people in her community were getting into debt through funerals. So adding to an already existing disadvantage and causing quite a lot of stress on top of experiencing the grief of losing a loved one. We're operating on a not-for-profit model, ensuring that funerals are more affordable, and where people don't have any money for a funeral, we will also help with sourcing additional funds. We'll be servicing the Hastings as well as areas to the north and south. So we'll go to Kempsey and past Kempsey to Coffs Harbour, and then south to Taree and the Manning. As much as many of us would probably wish to die at home, the reality is that most of us will die in a hospital setting, and what that means for anyone close to you is that they may not see you again. It's really important that we become familiar with what happens around that time. In Tender Funerals, that is treated very differently.
The time between when there's a death and when a funeral takes place is an incredibly important time, and it's actually an incredibly sacred time. And at Tender Funerals, we really understand why it's so important for families to have the support, to have autonomy, to have freedom, to have choice, to really spend as much time with their person as possible, and to also be able to find meaningful ways, authentic ways, to truly say goodbye and to plan a funeral that really reflects the person that they're saying goodbye to and their connection to that person.
Spending a week at Tender Funerals Illawarra earlier this year, taking care of a person that didn't have family involved in their funeral process. My colleague made the decision that this person should be gifted something as a last act of kindness. So Tender Funerals has a artisan residency program where they naturally dye fabrics from flowers that are donated and other natural materials. So she gifted that person one of those wraps. Nobody ever knew about that act of kindness, which made it so special. It was a last gift from one human being to another, and immense care and kindness were in that act. And it just made me think that I would really hope that when I die, that my body is treated with that same level of care and kindness. That was one step on the path of wanting Tender to happen in Port Macquarie and on the Mid-North Coast. Community needs to support each other. Up until this point, the project's been moved forward by a group of committed volunteers. We're just on the verge of getting incorporated as an organisation now, and we will be buying a property and building a home for Tender Funerals on the Mid-North Coast. And we're inviting our community to support us in a number of ways, which could include financial contributions to the crowdfunding campaign that we're running at the end of October, or contributing raffle prizes or goods to a large garage sale that we're running, or of course volunteer hours, or any other ways you can think of supporting us is more than welcome.